a student asked, could you please expand on how Jesus might respond to the Baha'i faith, that all religions are one and that Jesus is just one of many prophets?
You know, coming from the East, John, we just plague each other with questions. I mean, that's the way it is. If you do an open forum in Delhi, for example, or in Mumbai, or in Chennai, you will find you'll never get out of there. They have very many questions. It's a questioning culture, and it's also true in the Middle East, and that's why I think religious ideas are so central to their ethos and their pathos, and they feel it so passionately. So the first thing I want to say is to the listener, I understand how you feel about these issues for two reasons. Number one, it's a genuine question. Number two, it's connected to family and to ancestral beliefs. And so when they raise questions on exclusivity, for example, or on the Baha'i faith, which is syncretistic, I know why they're asking this. But the Baha'i faith, you know, coming up in the mid-1800s, a little after the 1850s and so on, that particular faith by the Islamic worldview is treated as heretical, and the people are persecuted, unfortunately so. Their intention was noble, to try to bring everybody together. So if you go, for example, to the Baha'i temple in Delhi, or where I'm sure you've even been there, massive edifices and so on, there's a fundamental problem with that. All religions simply cannot be true. So I've heard people say religions are all fundamentally the same and only superficially different. Skeptics normally say that. It's the opposite. They are fundamentally different and at best only superficially similar. Islam is not the same as Hinduism. Christianity is not the same as Islam. We need to be cordially able to interact on these issues without anathematizing each other, but holding on to truth. Truth is ultimately incontrovertible. Why can't all religions be true? Because the law of non-contradiction applies to reality. Two contradictory statements, meaning opposite things, cannot both be correct at the same time. Exclusivity is a reality in truth, because truth is primarily a property of propositions. We see this in a courtroom. Were you in the room when this took place? The answer is either yes or no. You can say 1 foot in there, 1 foot out of there. You can play word games, but the questioner is looking for truth. Truth, by definition, is exclusive. So when Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, no one comes unto the Father except through me, it's an audacious claim. It's a dramatic claim. It's an absolute claim. The question is, can it be sustained by his life, teaching, and so on? That's what we have to ask. All religions simply cannot be the same. Gautama Buddha was born a Hindu, and he renounced two of the fundamental doctrines of Hinduism. He did not accept the authority of the Vedas, and he did not accept the caste system. That's why even in recent times, there were people coming in saying, move from A over to B, where we don't have a caste system. But those two beliefs he renounced, and that's when his 4 noble truths and his 8-fold path came into being. Islam is not the same as Sikhism. Sikhism is not the same as Hinduism. There are doctrines and claims that are made that are exclusive to every faith. Every faith has its exclusivity. Even Baha'ism, which claims to be syncretistic, actually excludes the exclusivists and says you can't be an exclusivist and be a follower of the Baha'i faith at the same time. It's the nature of what truth is. So rather than getting upset at an exclusive claim, reason tells me, let me examine these claims and see if they stand the test of truth. That's what we need to do.
Folks, I also want you to know there's a whole lot more that Ravi has said on this question and all of these that we're presenting during this program. Go to Ravi Zacharias, just Google him. You'll come to his website, go to him. On YouTube, you can see his lectures and answering these questions in different parts of the world. You can hear thousands and thousands of students gathering that have asked questions to him, and he's stood there patiently answering these questions. So just take it from me, there's a lot of information there.